I want you to think of just one person in this very moment that went through a traumatic, life-altering experience, and it left them psychologically handicapped, or even the psychological torture, the testing of the limitations of the soul. I want you to think about what this person has gone through. And I want you to think about how you were there for them, how you were compassionate, how you had empathy and you had understanding. But more than that, you felt a responsibility to come to their aid, to provide a sense of comfort and refuge. And now I want you to think to yourself, when was the last time you did this for you? When you have fallen, when you have made a mistake, the worst thing you can do is criticize yourself. At the end of the day, life can be very painful. We can experience loss and worry and the insomnia of reoccurring heartbreak and hardships. It is inevitable. It is self-compassion that gives us the power to face our failures, to face our fears, to face our insecurities, to face what we don't like about ourselves and come out on top. Denial is another form of resistance, and only those who are self-compassionate can deal with the problem. There's a lot of people walking around today, they have unchecked rage, unchecked aggression, unchecked anxiety, fear, insecurity. You're going to have to care enough about yourself to face it and find a resolve. Cure what is curable, prevent what is preventable, and go on about your day. When was the last time you showed yourself a little compassion, a little empathy? This is not an invitation to become self-absorbed, but rather a thought that I want to bring to your attention. Remember the past, but do not live in the past. Every mistake you have made up until this very moment, forgive yourself. With forgiveness comes freedom, and when you are free, you are empowered, you are positioned to fight for your future. If you are going to win the fight for your future, then you are going to have to master self-compassion. I don't think we really understand the power of self-compassion. We all understand that compassion is a characteristic and a distinctive that really causes us to recognize the urgency to assist when someone is in need. Compassion motivates us to get involved. When we see somebody that is facing adversity, conflict, hardship, it makes us sensitive to what others are going through. This is what compassion does. It makes us care at such a profound level that we are filled with an overwhelming desire to make a difference. I mean, this is the power of compassion. Compassion is one of the bridges to the future. Compassion is a part of the recipe for breakthrough. If you want to experience breakthrough relationally, socially, even politically, you're going to need compassion. We know this. Compassion makes us accept responsibility that we never thought we could handle. Compassion makes us better people than we could have ever dreamed we'd be. It makes us exist at our highest level. Compassion causes us to get creative on behalf of others. When they are facing giants, when they are facing adversity, this is what compassion does. And I'm gonna tell you this, it's easy to be compassionate on others. It's easy to believe for others. It's easy to pump somebody else up. It's easy to listen to a motivational video that says, be great, work harder, don't give up, you can do it, wake up early, go to bed late, remember your why, never sleep in, greatness is upon you, do your best. It's easy for us to listen to this, but there's a disconnect with receiving the information and then applying the information. So our application muscle is off, and the reason why it's off is because the self-compassion is non-existent, or it's so low that we are only motivated for a week or a day or a moment. But if you want the future, if you want to win the fight for the future, if you want it all, if you want to fulfill destiny, then you're going to need self-compassion. You got to treat yourself with the exact same kindness, care, and concern that you have for your best friend. I want you to take out a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle of that piece of paper. On the left side, I want you to write down everything that proceeds out of my mouth that resonates with you. I don't care if you have to pause this video a million times. Do this if you want results. On the right side of that paper, I want you to write down questions that you might have. I want you to write down this internal conversation that you've been having with yourself. So if I say number one rule for self-compassion is to kill the inner critic. You need to ask yourself, is my self-criticism crippling my ability to be self-compassionate? Most people generally try to hide their shortcomings in order to maintain positive self-image. So they get real busy and they have all this unchecked insecurity and anxiety, and they have all this unchecked self-sabotaging belief about themselves. Let me tell you something right now. Busyness is artificial significance. When you have compassion on yourself, then you have a strong desire to come to your own aid, to encourage yourself to get down to the root of the problem and face what it is that you were attempting to run from. If you love yourself, then you're going to get in the mirror and you're going to face the adversity, face the conflict, embrace rather than avoid challenges. And you don't give up on yourself. Do not give up on yourself. When you find yourself criticizing yourself negatively, comparing yourself to others, try to find inspiration in their successes and strengths instead of feeling threatened. Oftentimes we privately criticize because we are publicly comparing ourselves to other people.
I want you to ask yourself the question, am I generally optimistic over every facet of my life? Do I expect the best of health for myself? When I am discouraged and indulging in a form of self-pity? Do I look at problems as potential opportunities? Do I praise or do I criticize? If you're going to have a high quality of self-compassion, then you're going to have to wake up every single day with a mind that is fully persuaded that you are an incurable optimist, and you're going to see every challenge as an opportunity. You've got to be an incurable optimist. You've got to see the light at the end of every tunnel. You have to see the glass half full instead of half empty. And even if there's nothing in the glass, you have to see that emptiness as an opportunity to build something you've never seen. They say that which you fear or expect will most likely come to pass. The body manifests what the mind harbors. And there's a fine line between self-compassion and self-absorbed. How do you see yourself? Every day, I want you to start expecting the best as a way of life. If you are going to win the war for your future, then you are going to have to master the muscle of self-compassion.